Hi, I'm Chanda Cooper with the Richland County Conservation Division and the Richland Soil and Water Conservation District. I'm at Richland County's Pollinator Demonstration Garden to talk with Jay Keck of the South Carolina Wildlife Federation about the importance of pollinator habitat for birds and other wildlife. The South Carolina Wildlife Federation is a nonprofit organization that builds partnerships to ensure everyone can enjoy South Carolina's natural heritage and recreation opportunities for generations to come. Jay, tell us a little about your work with the South Carolina Wildlife Federation.
Our mission, if you can just remember the acronym CARE, it stands for Conservation, Advocacy, Restoration, and my favorite, Education. For wildlife in South Carolina and for wildlife habitat.
Jay works with residents, churches, schools, and businesses to enhance wildlife habitat through the Backyard Wildlife Habitat Program.
You can get your yard certified with the National Wildlife Federation, and it doesn't matter if you're a homeowner, a business owner, you could do it at your church, schools, the garden like we're in right now. I do a lot of walks, I do a lot of talks, so I'm a big bird guy and try to spread the love of nature, through those really accessible birds. It doesn't matter where you are, right? You're gonna see a bird.
At the Pollinator Demonstration Garden, we've been working hard to provide habitat for pollinating bees, butterflies, wasps, and other insects. It turns out that by creating habitat for beneficial insects, we're also supporting a host of other wildlife species, including Jay's favorite, the birds.
We're in this beautiful garden with a lot of native plants, and we're seeing beetles, we're seeing moths, we're seeing tons of butterflies, we're seeing bees. There's wasps around here too. And then we're hearing, I've already heard yellow-billed cuckoo, we've heard white-eyed vireo around here, summer tanager, and when you think of, those tanagers, they're bee and wasp specialists. So, this pollinator habitat, yes, it's given these pollinators food, as I watch a caterpillar on some goldenrod right here. But, those caterpillars are food for so much of wildlife, and so many of our birds.
In fact, more than 1/3 of the bird species in North America are insectivorous, meaning they eat insects such as the caterpillars, bees, and wasps found in our pollinator garden. Even among the birds that consume seeds, nuts, and fruits as adults, most depend on insects to feed their young. It can take 6,000 to 9,000 caterpillars for a Carolina chickadee to raise a brood of 5 chicks. In addition to birds, other creatures, including frogs and lizards, feed on the insects in our pollinator garden. These organisms are all important parts of the food web.
In gardens like this, you'll find those great lizards, the anoles that we have here. I've seen bluebirds eat and chase and eat anoles, which I would have never made that connection of a bluebird, to a pollinator habitat, but indirectly, there is a connection there. So, these great native plants that we have here support not just our flying and crawling, I guess, pollinators, but all sorts of animals, reptiles, amphibians, birds.
So Jay, what should we all consider doing at home, school, or work to protect birds and other wildlife?
So, if you have the space to do it, please plant some native plants, plant some plants for pollinators, and support all of wildlife.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Watch and Learn. This project was funded in part by an urban agriculture conservation grant from the National Association of Conservation Districts. Some support was provided by the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service.